Hello everyone and welcome back to another lesson. Today we will be looking at how to create a web page using Wix.com. Sit back, relax and enjoy the tutorial. Thank you. Hello everyone. So today what we will be doing, we will be showing you how you can actually create a website using Wix. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a question. Based off that question, we're going to create a website. So the question that we're going to use today will be um, here it is. So the question says that to create a web page to sensitize the students to the graduation exercise. The web page should have, but is not limited to, a school's name, contact information, motto and crest, brief history of the school, name of the teachers on the graduation committee, dates of the graduation exercise, location of the graduation, date and time of the graduation, rules for becoming a graduate. And those three bulletin pointers will be the rules that the student need to adhere to so that they can graduate. So with all of this, we're not going to close this application. We're going to leave it, just going to minimize this, because when we are creating a web page, we need to be mindful that all of these things are actually done. So as I said before, we will be using Wix. Alright, so all you need to do is to go into your web browser, right, and type wix.com, and what will happen, you will be sent to this page. Right, so what you're going to need to do is you need to have an account with Wix. So you can either create an account with Wix by using your Google email address if you have one. You can use your Facebook information as well, and also you can use your Apple ID information. Alright, so I already have an account with Wix. Okay, so for those who do not have an account, you simply click on get started or sign in, and below sign in it will ask you if you want to create an account. So click on get started, and then if you already have a Google account, you can simply click on continue with Google, then select the Google account that you wish to use, right, for the account for the Wix. So when you have done that, you click on create new site. Now when you click on create new site, you'll be sent to this page. Now this page shows you the different categories of templates that they have relating to a web page or a website. So depending on what you want to create, right, you select one of these. Now we are doing a school as it relates to the question that we are looking at. So as of such, we're going to click on other. Now when you reach this page, there are two options. The first one said let Wix ADI create a website for you. Now with this option, what happens is that Wix will typically have, there's an artificial intelligence where Wix actually asks you a couple questions as relates to what you are looking for, and they try to give you a website close enough to what you're looking for, but most times it is not really what you're looking for. So the best option is to create the website with the editor, and they say that they have approximately 1,000 different design features, right, and a ton of templates. So I always suggest that you choose this option that allows you to choose a template. So let's go ahead. Wonderful. So now that we have clicked on choose a template, Wix is showing us the different templates that they have available to us. Okay, so depending on what you want, depending on your taste, of what you want your website or web page to look like, you can select the different templates. Now, be mindful that some of these templates will not actually appeal to your topic. For example, coming soon. This is just one page telling persons who would have had the URL for this business that something is coming soon. That's it, right? So if you're not doing the same thing, it wouldn't be best to use a template such as this. Okay, so our template is about us creating a graduation website for students to graduate, right? So I'm going to use this one that says success. So they give you the option of actually to view it first, so you can actually look at the website first to see that if you are comfortable with this template, right? Or you can go straight ahead and edit the template. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go straight ahead and edit. When that is done, you will be sent to Wix website editor. Now, Wix website editor, this is where the 1,000 and odd different features are available for you to use for your website or web page. All right. Okay, so here we have it. This is what the template looks like. So what I advise is that you take a slight look at what the template offers first before you begin to edit. See, you look at the page or the website, right, and look if it appeals to every single thing that you actually want and how you want to edit it. Now, let us take a quick look at the question. So there are some things that we should be mindful of. So we should make sure that we have a school name, contact information, motto, and crest, right? Brief history of the school, name of teachers, all the lists that we have mentioned, they're there. Now, you can look back at your template and ask yourself, where on the web page will I place all this information? And please be mindful that when creating a web page or a website, you should be careful of the background used, right? Due to the fact that if the background is too decorative or too crowded, the text will not be able to be seen by the viewer. So you need to take that into consideration as well. The size text that you use, depending on what the text is about, is also something that you should think about as well. And the color coordination that you are using. So don't use too many bright colors, right? Choose colors that coordinate with each other, so that the moment that the person sees your web page, they'll be captivated by it at the first sight. Okay? So let us begin. Now, before we start the editing of our web page, the question said that we need to have a school crest and a school motto. So beforehand, I actually created a school crest. However, I will be sharing with you the website that I used to create this crest. Now, the thing is, there are multiple websites that allow you to create different logos, right? This one is free, in the sense where you can create the logo for free and you can download it for free. However, the resolution in which you are able to download it is approximately 300 by 300, right? 300 height by 300 width, right? So that is considered low resolution. Anything that is 1000 above is considered high definition or high resolution. Those you'd have to typically pay for, right? But there are many ways in which you can create your crest, right? And Wix also has a logo creator that you can also use for it. So the name of this website is freelogodesign.org. So you can check them out, and they actually will give you a lot of templates, logo templates that you can customize to look like what you want it to look like, right? So a tip that you should all take in mind is that before I started editing this, what I did beforehand, I did my crest. I looked at the question first and see what I needed to begin with. So what I did was I did my crest, downloaded my crest, placed it in a specific folder, right? I know that I needed pictures related to graduation and so forth, right? For my web page, I downloaded those and I placed them in a specific folder as well. And also the information that I need to be placed on the web page, I typed those up previously and place them in a specific folder. All the things I just listed are things that I place in one folder so that they're easier to find. So it won't be time consuming for you to go back and forth different places to find the different things that you need. Okay, so I advise that you do all of that first. Okay, so here is my folder. Here it is with all the things that I need. The pictures. I won't be using all these pictures, however, I just downloaded 4 in case I needed 4 or even less. Just had to have some options I can choose from. So the first thing, this right here that says success, I'm going to edit it. Now what Wix allows you to do is just like how you would double click or double tap on words in Microsoft Word to edit, it's the same thing here. And that is one of the great things about Wix. It's so user friendly. So you double click on a word, it is highlighted, backspace, the word is deleted, and then you place the word or words, right, that you want. Future leaders, high school. Now, over this side, every single text that you select on the web page on Wix, there is a window or a bubble box here to the right or left with the text settings. Now these settings allow you to change the size of the header, right? So that's heading 1, heading 2, right? And you can go straight up to the different type of headings, sizes. Or what you can do is simple minimize or maximize the font size, which is the option is right here. Alright, you can do either both, whichever suits you best. When you are formatting the text, if you want to use bold, the option is here, italic, underline, and the color of the text. And if you want to highlight the text as well, this is the option there. This is a link option, which means that a hyperlink, that is, which means that if you want the user who is looking at your web page or website to that word to link them to another page or another website, you use this option. And then you have alignment options, your bullet and numbering options, right? And your indenting options as well, along with some effects and character spacing. But for this, we won't need the effects and character spacing. You can put the effects if you so desire. It is not a problem. Okay? Alright. So here I have mine, Future Leaders High School, right here. Now there, whatever it is on the template that you do not need, all you have to do is typically delete it. How do you delete it? You click on it once, you press the delete button. Just like that. Right? Or what you can do, you click on it once, you go over to this side and you press delete. Just like that. Now, when you are doing all of that now, whatever that you need, you can edit. So the question said that we needed a motto, right? And the motto that I made up, because I made up a motto, it is strive for excellence. So that is my motto. So I'm going to change this text to the motto that I created. And I'm going to increase the size of my text. Now if you select the text and that bubble box that you usually see does not pop up, if you look right here, you see edit text. You can click that as well, and then the box will appear. So I'm going to use, instead of choosing these themes, I'm going to choose this option and increase it slightly. Perfect. Good. And then you can position the text whichever way you desire. Now what Wix does is they give you a grid line to let you know if the text is centered. Alright, so that's very helpful as well. Okay, so now that we have the school name on the motto, the option said that we need school crest. So I have my school crest right here. So the question you're going to ask, how do you add your school crest to the web page using Wix? Now to your far left, there are a list of options that are there: menus, backgrounds, add apps, media, my blog, bookings. To add an image, you go to add. When you click on add, there are some more options that are available for you. And the second option is image. Now what you're going to do is, when you have an image that you want to use, your personal image, you select the option that says my uploads. Right? So you click on my uploads. When that is done, this is a box that you're going to see. Alright, you click on upload media. Now it gives you the option to choose media from your Google Drive, Facebook, Instagram, Dropbox, Google Photos, Flickr, DeviantArt, Dribble, or a link, or even a Wix account if you have one already with images that you would have uploaded previously. Now this is a new image, so I will be taking the image from my computer. Right? So the option here, computer, and then over here you will see it says drag and drop files here, or you can upload from computer. It doesn't matter which one. You can drag and drop it there and it will upload itself, or you can typically select upload from computer and then you select exactly where your picture is. So I labeled my crest as web page crest. I made two crests. So I'm going to select this one. Click on the image and press open. And here you will see where it says uploading one item. Finally, upload completed. So you select your image. Now what you can typically do, you can crop your image before you add it to the page, right? So here it is, and you can cut out the background, which means that you typically will create a PNG image where there isn't any background at all. What I can tell you is that the option of cutout background in Wix is not as good as the one in Photoshop. So I would not advise you to try it or use it. You can if you want to see the results of it, but I would advise that you use Photoshop beforehand and remove the background, then upload the image to Wix. So after I've selected the image, I click on add to page. And there you go, my my crest is added to my website. Now this is for example purposes, but for you out there, as I said to you before, you can actually remove the background within Photoshop and upload it to Wix. That will give you a more professional look than the white background that you're actually seeing right now. Alright, so let us look back on what the requirements were. School's name, which is what we have. We have not added the contact information as yet. Motto and crest. So we have done 3 things in the first bulletin so far: school's name, contact information, motto and crest. Wonderful. So we are typical going on quite nicely. Now we have another page that says about me. Now in the list of requirements, there is one that says the history of the school. So this page right here is perfect. This page right there is perfect for the requirement of the school's history. So we're going to leave that part for later. Now they're going to meet up on pages that with information that you're not going to use whatsoever. So I'm going to show you how you actually delete these pages or delete the information on these pages. And below there is a contact page. Wonderful. So it makes our life easier. Instead of us actually having to create a contact page, we can simply edit this contact page. So let us do that right now. So I'm going to put in the address or so-called address of the name of the school that we are creating the website for. So you can say, so it's Future Leaders High School. And you can just typically make up an address. 6B Yes, there you go. I'm going to leave these telephone. As I said, it is for example purposes, just a sample. If you want the URL here, for the, you can customize it if you so desire to. Right? If there is any form of social media accounts that you would have created for, in this case, the school, you can actually add those accounts to these buttons. So when the user actually click on the Facebook icon or the Twitter icon or the Instagram or YouTube icon, they will be typically forwarded to your social media page. So if you want to do that, you can, so be it, you may do so. You can change this as well, or you can just typically delete it. I'm going to delete it. It's not needed. Now, here is the wonderful part with Wix. This is a Wix form where persons, if you publish this website, that is, persons who would typically fill this form out and submit it, you will actually receive an email from the person to the email address that you would have used for your Wix account. So whatever Gmail account you would have used, right, or email account you would have used for your Wix account, when an individual fills their name in this form and press submit, you would actually receive a message from them. So this is a wonderful option, a wonderful feature that I think you don't have to delete. You can actually use it. Alright, so we're going to allow it to stay the way it is right there. So let us move back to the top. if you look above here, there are many different pages that we typically don't need. All right. So before you go ahead and start deleting those pages, think about what you need and what you do not need. So you have to back at your check back at your information or the requirements for your web page, right? So it's typically the web page is typically about graduation, right? It's typically about graduation. So we just did the contact. So what we typically need a page for is a graduation page that will give all the information as relates to the graduation exercise and how a child or student can actually graduate. Everything else we typically already have. So for this instance, the blog is not needed, motivational reading is not needed. We can actually, change one of these or customize one of these to a graduation page. So let us look at how we are going to do that. Now, from time to time, Wix will ask you to save your work, and it is very imperative that we save our work because anything can happen. All right. So if this pops up, just click on save. Right. Click on save. And save and continue, just to save it. Any form of customization as it relates to the domain can be done at a later date. So if you look up here, it said saving, right? And then it's going to prompt you and tell you that your site is saved. All right, and you click on done. Okay, so to add and delete pages as it relates to here, it cannot be done right here. It has to be done over here. So the first option says menus and pages. You click on menus and pages, and then you will actually see the different pages that is on this website. So if you see pages and you see this icon where there's an eye and a stroke over it, it means that the page is there, but persons who look at the website is unable to see these pages. If they are not needed, I advise you to just delete it. If you want to use it or customize it, that is up to you. Right? So the blog, for example, sake here, if we're deleting it, you click on the option that is beside the icon that is beside it, the three dots. Alright? And the option is here that says delete. And it prompts you, asking you if you want to delete. Yes, I do. Right, then that blog page is deleted. Good. Then you have your motivational reading page. It is not needed for in this instance, so it is going to be deleted as well. Delete. Okay, so we have services left, home, about, services, and contact. We already customized the contact page, so we are finished with that area. There's no need for you to go back there unless you're adding some extra contact information. All right, for services, click on services to see what that page actually offers. All right, look at it. And then, yes. Me not make the recording, Make the recording and she'll call me. Yes, so you look at the page services to see exactly what it has to offer, to see if you want to keep it or if you want to actually delete it. All right. So for this case, we're going to delete it. All right. If you need an extra page, we can add it. So delete the page, right? Okay, so now that you have done all of that, let us see um, what has changed. Now, if you realize here, right, you will only see home, about, and contact, because we would have actually deleted all the other pages before. So you take a scroll to see what is left, right? Good. So it's time for us now to add some more information um, to it. Now remember I said to you that these cannot be seen, that's the reason you're not seeing them. If you allow them to stay simple because they are hidden, it won't affect anything. When you publish your website, nobody will actually see it, right? But I'm going to delete mine. As I said, it's an option for you if you want to or not. It won't affect anything if you allow them to stay, as long as they are hidden. They won't be seen only by you when you log into your Wix website. Alright, so I delete those. Alright, wonderful. Another thing is that here you can put the school name and motto at that location. So remember to double click on a text if you want to edit it, just twice. Alright, future leaders high school. Now if it's a case where there's an overlapping of these two, just look on which one you can actually minimize. Alright, so this one for us can be minimized by far. We can actually increase the size of these. This can be done at a later date, or you can allow them to stay. It's up to you. Change this as well. Strive for excellence. Good. And you can position it where you so desire. Or you customize your text is up to you, right? It's not a problem. It's all up to you. Okay, wonderful. So now that we have done all of that, let us see what else that. So we have on the list we have the school name, contact information, motto, and crest. So I'm going to highlight this option because we already have all the information here. So the next thing that we're going to look at is the school's history. So as I said to you before or earlier, that this page right here is perfect for that school history because it says about me and it's typical about the school. So one thing I advise you to do is to make sure, and I said it before, is to make sure that you would have all the information that you need for your website beforehand. So before I started this website, I actually wrote a brief history of the school. You're going to make it up, right? If you want to use the history of a school that you know about, that's up to you. That's fine. So I'm going to change this text that says about me to history or school's history. Yes. extend. Perfect. So right here where it says I'm a paragraph, click here to add own text and edit me. So I'm just gonna copy and paste the information that I had beforehand right there. So I'm going to go in Microsoft Word where I have my history. Here it is. I'm going to copy and I'm going to click on edit text. When the text is highlighted like that, you can either press backspace and then paste it, or you can actually paste it just like how it is highlighted. Paste, and there you go. Your information is added. Very simple, nothing to worry about. And then you can increase it, the text size, or navigate if you want the text to be wider or much narrower than how it was. Alright. The read more would have brought you to another page, which is the same school history, just that it would have shown you more information. But this is not much, right? So there's no need for you to actually type a whole long list as relates to the history. If you want to do that, that's up to you, right? But since my history only takes up this space given, right, there's no need for me to have that read more button. Alright, so you click on it once and you click on delete and it's gone. Alright, so I'm going to change the image right here of this gentleman. Now, depending on the theme of your website, depending on the images that you use, and I'm going to recommend that when using images or when you are uploading or using images for your web page or website, it is best to use high resolution images. The reason being for that is that when you use high resolution images, it looks crisp, right? Much more high quality and professional than when you use a low resolution image. When you use a low resolution image, it is pixelated, so the pixels are maximized to the point where you can actually individually see each one of them, and then person viewing your website cannot identify what that image is. So it is best to use high resolution images. I am going to recommend a website that gives you high quality or high definition images and videos. I will leave the link in the description. And with that said, I will ask you kindly, for those who read so far in the tutorial, to like, share and subscribe. Right, now let us continue. So in changing this image, so there are two columns. This is column 1 over here. There's a column 1 and column 2. So since the school history information is on column 1, all you need to do is to change this image right here with this gentleman in column 2. This blue line right here is what separates them. So when you click on the image, you realize that you see a pop-up that says manage columns and change column background. Click on change column background. Right, Wix gives you free background images that you can choose from, even videos if you so desire to have a video. But I do not recommend a person to change a background to a video unless your internet speed is really fast. If it is not, it's going to glitch. So if that's the case, choose an image. I don't have an internet speed problem, but I'm going to choose an image because I think an image looks better there than an actual video. But maybe someone else is more creative than I am, so maybe they will actually use a video. Now you do the same thing as before. You click on upload media right? Upload from computer, and you select the image that you desire. Alright, so I'm going to use picture 3. And if you look right down here, you realize that it is uploading. Alright, so there you have it, my image. You select it, then you click on change background, and there you go, my background has changed. So another thing, let us look at the list. Brief history of school, that is completed. I want to highlight that as well. So the only thing that is left now is the name of teachers on the graduation committee, dates of the graduation exercise, location of the graduation, date and time of the graduation, rules for becoming a graduate. Now all this information I already typed it up, so what I'm going to do is just simply copy and paste. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just take a look again, that there's no other tweaking needs to be done before you move on, and move on to how I can help you. So right here where I have how can I help you, I will be using this here to as my, what would you say, my graduation page. Alright, now this page would not be typically on the tabs here. However, you can add it if you so desire. If not, fine. Okay, so we're going to change this to graduation information. So as I said to you before earlier in the tutorial, that it is easy to edit the text in Wix. You can typically pull and draw and select different size that you desire. So graduation information. So this is where we are going to add our information for our graduation. Alright, so let me go into this is not needed, so you can remove that button. Right, so let's go in the options here. So it says name of teachers and the graduation committee. So I said to you before, I already had those information there. So right here it's a graduation information, graduation committee. So I'm going to add a text that says graduation committee. So we go right here, same to the list of options to the left. It's a text. You click on text, and then you choose the different size heading that you so desire, or you may go below and then you see different font style, right, of what you want. So I'm going to choose, it's a subheading, so you don't need something too big. I'm going to choose that one. Graduation Okay, so I'm going to center my information, but if you want to align it to the left or right, it doesn't matter. It's all up to you. Okay, so my graduation committee consists of these persons. So I'm going to just copy. After I've copied, you go right back to the far left hand side where these options are. You click on add, click on text, and then you choose the different ones that you like. Now, because I'm listing names, or you're going to have a list of things, there are options that you can choose if you're going to list things, right? Now, when you, if it is not a title, it is best to choose one of the paragraph options, right? Which is right here. Choose one of the paragraph options, right? Whichever one you desire. When you click on that, right, you can just edit it, double click, paste. So if you realize that I have them in a list, however, to make it look more professional, we don't want them to have a bulletin format. So to do so, you highlight the text that you inserted, and you go to the bullet format selection part. So this is a number, and the first one is a number, and then the second one is a bulletin. So you select that option, and then you would have the bulletin done right there. Perfect. Now you don't have to list the persons like that, right? You can have it right horizontally across. It is up to you. It is your web page. You organize the information your way, as long as the information is not all over the place. All right, let's just continue. The next thing is the graduation exercise dates. All right. You go back in the other text. So this time we're doing, remember we are doing the title. So I'm going to use the same title size as the graduation committee. Reason for this, I want my information to look organized, where all the texts that are subheadings to have the same font style and the same font size. If you don't want to do that, that's up to you, but it is recommended that you do so, because it's easier for persons who are looking at your web page to understand the information that you have placed on it. Yes, trying to make sure this is centered properly. Alright, so there you go, graduation exercise dates. Alright, so the graduation exercise dates typically comprises of the time in which students will go to school to practice for the graduation ceremony. Alright, so when it speaks about graduation exercise dates, that is what it is talking about. So you can make up the dates, it doesn't matter. Alright, I made some up already. Here it is right here. I'm just going to copy and paste them as well. Do the same thing, go back into add text, go to the paragraph section, because they're using a small amount of it's not a heading. If you want the dates to be highlighted, you can add them as a title and make them smaller. Right? You can do so. Nothing is wrong with that. So when I set the paragraph section and this appears, you double click and you paste your information there. I'm going to organize it much better. Alright, there you go. Alright, how my information is organized where the date is on one time and it is on one side and the time is on the other. I want them beside each other like that. Alright. Or should I put them center? I want to make them center. Yes, so currently they are left aligned and I want to center these information. I go right here, I highlight them first, go to the alignment format and I select the center. There you go. Good. After you have done that, you just typically center your information. If you want the text to be bigger, you can do so. Not a problem at all. Now, what else do we need to do? The rules to graduate. That is the final thing left. So let us look at the list first so we can take off what and what we need to do. Names of teachers graduation committee, that is done. That can be off. Date of the graduation exercise, that was just done. We can take that off as well. Location of graduation, time of graduation, that has not been done as yet. Alright, so we're gonna now, if you realize here it looks like we are running out of space. However, you can expand the space and I will show you that in a few. Now let's just look back to our information that we need to add. So the rules to graduate, that is what is going to be next. So we're going to add text, go to titles. I'm going to select the same title I did for the other two previously. I'm going to rename it Rules to Graduate. Okay, so I've added that to my page. It's time to add the rules. Now the question gave the rules that needs to be done by students for them to be eligible for graduation. Let's just look at them. So there are 3 of them. Must pass 5 subjects, 5 or more subjects. All school fees should be paid. No suspension while in 5th form. Okay, so those are the 3 requirements. So I'm going to go back to add text. Please remember how I add the bullet. I selected the paragraph section. I double click to highlight all the text within the box. Right click and press paste. Then I drag it to where I want it to be. So this one already a bulletin, but if it didn't, you would have highlighted it. Go to this section and click on bulletin. Alright, just a refresher for you to remember. Alright, just organize this properly. Perfect. Good. So now we have every single thing. This doesn't look straight to me. Yes. We have everything so far. Only one thing is left, right? Which is the graduation ceremony information. So we're going to add that. Now, as I said to you before, it looks as if that the space is running out here, but you can actually increase the space. Right here is adjust page height. You click on it and you pull down the line. You pull down the line Put it to enough space in which you think is needed for the information that you're going to place there. After you have done that, please be mindful that you see a little anchor that is here. And this anchor represents the separation of the pages. So when you click on contact, the page will send you to the contact information. So you have to make sure that these anchors are placed at the right place. Right, so I'm going to put this anchor down to be right on top of the contact page. That means in the tab above, which is here, when I press contact, it will carry me right down to here at the contact page. Alright, good. I have a little OCD here, trying to make sure this is as straight as possible. Alright, so the final thing with the graduation ceremony. Now, that is one of the main things on the website. So you don't have to have the graduation ceremony information the same title as everything else. That is the big thing. That's what everybody wants to see. So you can choose a more attractive or a more appealing or a more eye-grabbing title, right? Something bold will grab the attention of an individual. So I want to choose this one, because even though I want to choose something bold, trying to be as reserved as possible. So this is graduation ceremony information. Perfect. Graduation ceremony information. Now we're going to add the graduation ceremony information there. So I already have it here, so I'm going to just copy it. So in the graduation ceremony, the graduation ceremony information should include the date of the graduation, the time of the graduation, and the location. So please be mindful of the requirements needed. So if you are following a question, whatever question given to you by a teacher, please make sure that you follow the requirements given by the teacher. Alright, so let us add those information. So my title for the graduation, I'm going to make them much more bigger. The information that falls under the graduation ceremony, I want to make them much bigger, because I said it is one of the more important stuff. So whatever is very important, most times, it is being bold or underlined. In this case, I'm going to make it bold, not underlined though. Make it bold and large enough for everyone to see. I'm going to center align this information. I'm going to bold it as well, because it's something important. Now, what you can do is you can have the date above the date, the word date that is, or you can have it like this. Whichever suits you. Everybody tastes as it relates to organization is totally different. Right? How I may do it, someone else will never do it that way. So it's all up to you. What really matters is that the information that is required or asked for is shown on the web page. That is what matters. Nothing else does. Now, if you realize that it is too far down, you can actually bring um, the page back up. Alright, please remember you need to move the anchor whenever you're changing the height of a page. Alright, so let us review every single thing that we have done so far. Now, while you're doing this, please remember to save your work occasionally. So you go right here where it says save, even though the auto save is on, still click on save. Anything is possible. When you save your work on Wix, all you have to do is to log back in, and every single thing that you are doing will be available as long as you have your Wix account. Now I have the name of the school, the crest, the motto, the history of the school, the graduation information, graduation committee, exercise date, rules to graduate, and also the graduation ceremony information. Last but not least, there is your contact information that is required. You may change the background here. I won't be doing that, but you may do so if you want to. As I said, just don't let it be too crowded. Alright. So this is a login bar. That means that if you have a Google account, the website would actually allow you to log in, and then in the Wix form below where the contact is, you can contact the school. So if you, for example, creating the school and so forth, whatever information that you want to ask about, persons to ask you about, they can actually send you an actual email. So that's one of the good things about Wix websites. They give you certain features that you will not receive on others. Alright, so when this is done, you can preview this before you actually publish it online. So this preview button right there, you click on it, alright, and it shows you exactly what the website is going to look like. So there you go. You guys have an idea. There it is. Wonderful. May not seem very appealing to a lot of persons. However, it meets all the requirements that was asked. You, in your spare time, can actually add more features to it. Wix have tons of features that you can add to it. A ton of animation and different features where the words fade across, or different animational skills that you can add to it that will make it feel more fun and engaging. Alright, but this is just the basics. Alright, so this is how you actually publish your website. When your website is published, right, it can be accessed by anyone as long as they have the URL. Alright, so when you saved it, you could change the domain name at the time. You can also change it now, not right here, but it said congratulations, your site is published and is live online. Alright, so it's a view site, and there you go. If you realize the login is not available, but if I click on login, right, if I click on login, there you go, it asks you to sign up. When you sign up and log in, then you're able to send an email, right? And whoever will actually send an email, you will receive it in the email address that you use to create your Wix account. So this URL right here, URL, this one, you can send it to anybody and they will be able to see your website. So this is actually live online, right? Anywhere in the world, as long as they can access internet, they are able to see your web page. All right, So I hope that you all enjoy this tutorial. I hope you all learned something. If there's any question, please leave the questions in the comment section. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share with other persons, and enjoy some of our other videos as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you all learned something today. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more videos like these. Have a wonderful day.